Hello, you freshly washed dog scrotums. Jim Sterling here, and this is Mirror's Edge Catalyst, the sequel to Mirror's Edge, that game that a load of people really liked, but it wasn't very successful, wasn't very popular, it wasn't very good either. That's just my opinion, but I didn't like it very much. I played a bit of it, and I just didn't get on with it. It made me feel a bit queasy when I played it, and I just didn't think the controls were all that great. But the idea of first-person parkour and all that has come a long way since the first Mirror's Edge came out. Like, that came out literally 58,000 years ago, and things have been a bit different since then. We've had games like Dying Light come out, we've had games like Brink come out, although Brink wasn't very successful at all, which is a shame, because I did like Brink. I thought Brink was alright, but that's just me. Might literally just be me, because a lot of other people said it was shit. But anyway, this is Mirror's Edge Catalyst. This is the follow-up. As I say, things have come a long way. It's been my hope that this game improves and upon the original, and actually fully realises what was a really good idea for a game. So far it's been alright. I've played it for a bit, and it's okay. It's not blown me away, it's not impressed me in any great way. But it's not offending me, you know, it's alright. I feel it's very sterile, that's... having a little drink of water while I talk. There is a sterility to it, and it's not just the visuals. I know a lot of people, I said this on Twitter this morning, you know, I said I felt it was very sterile, and a lot of people were instantly like, well, that's how the game's supposed to look. And that's true. Visually, it does have a very clean, clinical look to it when you're up on the rooftops and it's all white and glass and blue and red, and it's all very clean and very clear and very bold, and I don't necessarily have an issue with that per se. I feel that the game itself feels sterile, not just the environments. And maybe the environments feed into that attitude. Visual design, I think, has a bigger impact on how a game feels to play than people give it credit for. And that's why, you know, this week's Jimquisition, the people saying it's just cosmetics, kind of disappoint me a bit, because I think visuals are a big part of games. You know, I did a video a few weeks ago just praising the art style of Overwatch. You know, graphics are considered unimportant, and you know, a good game can be good in spite of looking shit, and there are some gorgeous games that are shit. Graphics aren't everything, no, but they can inform one's immersion in a game, how one feels about a game. So maybe the clinical look of Mirror's Edge makes me less engrossed in the game itself, because none of it feels quite real. That was me fucking up there. It didn't tell me. You punched the door open. Anyway, that's besides the point. The point is that even outside of the visuals, there's just something very, I don't know, very contrived about it. You know, they've got what they call an open world now. It doesn't feel particularly open. It feels very threadbare. It feels very barren, which is, again, an issue in a game that's set among the rooftops primarily. Like, now, while we're down here on the ground, sort of in this intro sequence, it does feel a lot more lived in, the world itself, and the environments feel a bit more natural. But once you get up onto the rooftop, when the game starts proper, that all falls away, and everything just looks like a deliberately set out obstacle course, which just doesn't feel natural, and therefore the game itself doesn't grip me. I hope I'm making sense. You know, when it finally comes time to write the review of this, I'll actually think about what I want to say a bit more, but I'm just riffing here, I'm just talking while watching back the footage, which I got on the PS4, and I know, you know, people will be mad about that, but I was going to get it on PC, and then I remembered it was an EA game, and therefore I'd need to download Origin again, and frankly, nah, not doing that. If I can avoid downloading Origin again, I will. So I just used my my game capture thing, which I'm thinking I need to get I should get a better quality one that captures in you know, the full frame rate, so that I'm not stuck on 30. Not normally a problem for consoles, because a lot of them struggle to manage it, but this one I believe does, so that's cool. here I found this very existential when I looked up the pipe there, and you're seeing that kind of that holographic image of the main character Faith doing the stuff before you do it, and I was realizing that there's Faith looking up at her own ass, which I thought was very philosophical, because really in this life, do we not all look up our own asses as we climb pipes? Metaphorically speaking, and literally. It really makes you think about the human condition, you know. And yeah, sort of the fighting, like, the way enemies are laid out in the world. Again, at least so far, I've not seen enemies just sort of milling about in the open section yet. They might do. I'm only very early in. But my early impressions, or impressions of that, is that the enemies are so deliberately placed. You know, it's, here is the little bit where combat happens. Now here is the bit where pipes happen. Like, it's just so, what's the word? Just, it looks so obviously blueprinted. And obviously games are, you know, laid out like that. Here's where the fights happen, here's where some walking happens, here's where some story happens. But most games are good at obscuring that. They mask that by making everything flow together. And I don't quite feel the flow of this, which is a sort of an irony considering the game is designed for you to get that fluidity, for you to flow from place to place. But these roadblocks with the soldiers and whatnot, this was me just learning to fight, so I'm not very good at it, but I'm getting better as I play, because like I said, I didn't play the first Mirror's Edge too much, so this game does have a very distinct feel to it that you've got to kind of go with, and it is, again, the aforementioned sterile nature of it isn't, I'm just not getting into the flow of it as I should. Hopefully that'll change with time. These are just, of course, initial impressions. I'll have a full review up at some point. A lot of reviews are up already. Very mixed reception. Very mixed reception. I should have jumped off there and done a smackdown on him, but I didn't. Because you can, of course, do that. Yeah, reviews are up already. Very mixed. It's getting meta-bombed right now. A lot of user reviews on Metacritic are slating it to high heaven. Probably do a meta-bombed on the Jimquisition.com today. That I thought was funny. He just kind of stumbled into those vents and was just like, oh, fuck it, I'm going to have a sleep now. So yeah. But yeah, I bought it. This one didn't get a review copy. EA are very 50-50 with it. And you know, I've stopped asking, actually, for most review copies. I was talking about this the other day. I think I was talking about this on Tuesday. I can't be fucked anymore. Like, plenty of publishers will still send me review copies, but, you know, Nintendo's been giving me the runaround. Ever since the Escapist days, they've been giving me the runaround. They don't update their contact things and claim that they, you know, still want to send me stuff, but they never bother. They either forget or just, I don't know what their deal is. I just got bored of chasing it up, so I adopted this policy of, fuck it. Not worth my effort. I'll just buy it. Which is fine, because a lot of people, you know, I've found a lot of people seem to respect you buying copies anyway, if you're reviewing them. And embargoes don't matter to me. Certainly not anymore. I'm not competing with other sites. Again, this combat was really poor form on my part. Didn't do very well. I'm slowly getting used to it as the game subsequently goes on. You know, I'm getting used to just the dodging around, smacking, like constantly switching things up and changing your attacks, which is kind of cool. But anyway, with embargoes not really mattering to me and me feeling no competition with anyone, and it doesn't matter when I get a review up, the people who are ever going to read it are going to read it anyway, because the only reason people come to my site is to see what I'm saying about things. So I've just adopted this policy of either they come to me or I'll just buy it, you know. I don't really care. I've got the budget for it. And honestly, not worrying about embargoes and things, it makes my job a bit more laid back, you know, which is fine. So, yeah, like, some companies still just sort of offer me stuff. I know Sony often, I fucked that up, but I was supposed to be on this bit of the floor anyway. All that did was skip a few jumpy bits. Anyway, companies like Sony and that, they still send me code automatically. But I'm not going cap in hand to publishers and asking for shit. You know, some of them got flaky ever since I went independent anyway. You know, some claimed they weren't, but some clearly were. And it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. I do remember once when I talked about Square Enix not sending me copies anymore. Some of my detractors, some third-party individuals who don't like me, were making fun of it and celebrating. And one of them did say, "Oh, how's going independent working out for you now, Jim?" And then I just kind of looked at my Patreon figures and thought, yeah, it's working out really well. You know, boo-hoo, I won't get some early game copies, but can easily budget for them and play them and still reach the audience I intend to reach with my reviews, so it doesn't matter. Send me a review copy, I won't turn it away, or don't. You know, if I deem your game worth covering, I'll buy it anyway. And that's just hunky-dory. So yeah, Mirror's Edge Catalyst, did pick it up. I didn't actually get a chance to play it at all on launch day. Things got very busy. I had to do the extra Gymquisition. I was really compelled to get that done. Normally I'll not do one Gymquisition a day after the first, but the first one had been doing really well. It sort of already reached my minimum figure for what I would deem a successful Gymquisition. So I was like, sod it. That one's locked away, that one's banked. And I was getting shit from, you know, the people that had watched Total Biscuit's video, that video I mentioned in the episode. So I was like, well, shit, let's just get this done now. Reactions to that was good, pretty good. Better than I thought it would. I thought it would be very unpopular. But it turned out to be okay. Didn't expect to change any minds with it, and I clearly didn't, especially from those that didn't watch it. And it was really easy to tell which ones didn't watch it because they used the exact argument I addressed in the fucking video without adding anything to their argument. So, but otherwise, I did get people who didn't change their mind but understood better and were able to now contextualize what my issue is with, you know, microtransactions in Overwatch. And that's all I wanted, so I'm very pleased with it. I think that was one of my favourite videos I've ever done. As much pushback as there's been on it, as much as there are some people who are just refusing to see my point of view on it. I'm really happy with how it turned out. And it's nice to do those episodes. Both the episodes I did this week had a fair bit of pushback on them, which I like, because a lot of people say all I do is preach to the choir with the Gymquisition. So when I do that, so ironically, the people who say I just preach to the choir and say stuff people already know seem to be my most regular detractors. And it's like, well, if you're always detracting, then I'm clearly not preaching to the choir because you're disagreeing with me right now. But anyway, it's I feel it's always more interesting for me when I see spirited debate going on, even if I did have to step away from the comments for some time, just to let those people who are just saying it's just cosmetics have their little time, and then I could wait for people with actual nuanced arguments to come along. So that was fun. But anyway, Mirror's Edge Catalyst, that's going to be my day today, and I will, you know, I don't know how long it's going to take to get done, but could be my week, I don't know yet. But certainly that's how my day's looking. Drinking water again. It's a cutscene. I've got the volume down right now, so I don't know if I'm going to be talking over anything. But that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. I'm sure, you know, there'll be an entire muted playthrough on YouTube if you really want to see the cutscenes, or maybe you could buy and play the game yourself if you want to see the cutscenes. It's fine, or just read the subtitles. Here's the bad guy. That's the Mirror's Edge bad guy, who many people, I think it was at last E3, pointed out looks pretty much exactly like EA's current CEO. I don't know if that was purposeful or not, but EA's current CEO does look like an android. A heartless, very attractive, very handsome looking man. But there is just something slightly not real about him. Like he is a thing of plastic and wires. Could be, could not. I don't know how far robotics have advanced as a technology. Probably not as good as, full-fledged Battlestar Galactica remake era Cylons. That was a good series that. I blazed through it a few years back. Very much enjoyed it. I even enjoyed the latter seasons that everyone said were shit, but of course I had the benefit of watching it all in one go and not having years and years of attachment to a show as it goes on, so, This last sequence here, I think I completely... I beat it, I complete it, but I seem to completely fuck it up. Apparently you've just got to keep your speed up, I think, and then bullets won't hit you so long as you're moving. And I thought I was moving, but the bullets seemed to be hitting me. Maybe if I watch here, if I go back to the tape here, I'll understand what it was. So yeah, clearly I'm not fast enough, because the white meter that's filling up is your speed. So yeah, look, every time I'm getting hit, it's going back down. And then it's right now it's up at max, but it's gone back down again. But then there were no more guns here. No, there. And then I lost it all because I forgot to hold the thing that keeps you from taking damage when you fall. However, despite what seemed like every single bullet hitting me, I got out of it. I didn't die at any point. Anyway, the video's over now, so I'm gonna go. Bye.